Hello, dear listeners, and welcome back to our journey through the profound spiritual teachings of Guru Gobind Singh Ji's Chaupi Sahib. This is episode 2 of our 17-part series, where we dive deeper into the timeless wisdom of this extraordinary prayer. Today, we're exploring a heartfelt and deeply personal supplication from the second verse of Chaupi Sahib. This verse captures themes of divine protection, fulfillment of aspirations, and care for one's loved ones and followers. It's a moving prayer that reveals the devotee's complete trust in the divine, a trust that we can all aspire to in our spiritual journeys. Let's take a moment to immerse ourselves in these powerful words and uncover how they resonate with our own lives. Protect me, O Lord, with thine own hands. The verse begins with an earnest cry for protection, direct, personal, and intimate. The devotee isn't asking for a distant intervention, but for the Lord's own hands to shield them. This imagery conveys a profound sense of trust, as if the devotee is saying, I place myself entirely in your care, knowing that your touch alone can keep me safe. Think about this for a moment. How often do we seek such direct guidance from the divine in our own lives? This line reminds us that true faith begins with surrender, handing over our fears and uncertainties to the one we trust completely. Line 2, and destroy this day all my enemies. This line adds urgency to the plea. The devotee seeks immediate help, asking for the complete eradication of their enemies today. This isn't merely about physical foes, it's symbolic of the internal struggles we all face: fear, doubt, anger, and ego. Imagine carrying a burden that feels insurmountable. Wouldn't we all wish for it to be lifted in the here and now? Guru Gobind Singh Ji's words remind us that with divine intervention, no challenge is too great to overcome.
Line 3.
May all the aspirations be fulfilled. Here, the devotee shifts focus to their heartfelt desires, but this isn't a superficial wish for material gains. It's a plea for the fulfillment of dreams that align with their higher purpose: spiritual growth, inner peace, and a life of meaning. It's worth pausing here to reflect on our own aspirations. Are they in harmony with our soul's true calling? Do we trust the divine to guide us toward their realization? This line challenges to examine not just what we want, but why we want it. Line 4, let my thirst for name remain afresh. This line is beautifully poetic, expressing a desire for an unceasing connection to the divine. The thirst for name symbolizes the longing to remember and invoke the Lord's presence continually, to keep that spiritual fire burning bright. In our fast-paced world, it's easy for spiritual practices to become routine or lose their vibrancy. This plea reminds us to nurture our connection to the divine, keeping it alive and fresh no matter the circumstances. Line 5, I may remember none else except thee. In this line, we find a declaration of exclusive devotion. The devotee prays for a singular focus on the divine, free from distractions or attachments to anything else. It's a powerful reminder that true devotion requires undivided attention. How often do we allow our minds to wander, pulled in countless directions by the noise of the world? This line challenges us to center our thoughts and hearts solely on the one who truly matters. Line 6, and obtain all the required boons from thee. The devotee acknowledges their complete dependence on the divine for all blessings, whether spiritual, emotional, or material. This humble request shows that the devotee recognizes the Lord as the ultimate source of all they need. For us, this line is a call to humility. It invites us to let go of the illusion of self-sufficiency and trust that the divine will provide what is truly necessary for our journey. Let my servants and disciples cross the world ocean. This plea expands the scope of the prayer, extending beyond the devotee to include their followers, servants, and disciples. The world ocean is a metaphor for the struggles and challenges of life, and the devotee prays for divine assistance to help them navigate these challenges successfully. This line beautifully illustrates the selflessness of true devotion. It's not just about personal salvation, but about ensuring that those who depend on us also find their way to peace and fulfillment. Line 8. All my enemies be singled out and killed. The final line reiterates the request for a decisive resolution to threats. The devotee asks for their enemies to be identified and eliminated, ensuring that no obstacles remain in their path. Again, while this might sound literal, it can be interpreted metaphorically. The enemies could represent inner weaknesses or external influences that hinder spiritual progress. By seeking their removal, the devotee is asking for liberation from anything that obstructs their connection with the divine. This verse from Chaupi Sahib is much more than a simple prayer. It's a profound expression of trust, humility, and devotion. Let's recap the key themes. 1. Intimate trust in the divine. The devotee's plea for protection with the Lord's own hands reflects a deep personal relationship with the divine. 2. Urgency and faith in action. The request for immediate help shows the devotee's unwavering belief in the Lord's ability to resolve challenges. 3. Aspirations aligned with purpose. The plea for fulfilled desires reminds us to align our goals with a higher purpose, trusting the divine to guide us. 4. Selfless care for others. By including their followers in the prayer, the devotee demonstrates selflessness and responsibility, showing that devotion isn't just about the self. 5. Overcoming obstacles with divine help. The prayer for enemies to be singled out and killed symbolizes the desire for complete liberation from inner and outer challenges. As we reflect on this verse, let's ask ourselves, how can we develop such a deep and trusting relationship with the divine? Are our aspirations aligned with a purpose that serves not only us, but those around us? What enemies in our lives, fear, doubt, ego, do we need divine help to overcome? Guru Gobind Singh Ji's words remind us that faith is a partnership. It requires trust, action, and a commitment to nurturing our connection with the divine. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the timeless wisdom of Chaupi Sahib. We hope today's discussion inspires you to deepen your spiritual practices and approach life's challenges with renewed faith. In our next episode, we'll explore the third verse of this extraordinary prayer, uncovering more insights into Guru Gobind Singh Ji's teachings. Until then, may you find strength, peace, and divine protection in every moment of your journey. Stay safe, stay inspired, and we'll see you next time.